Nice performance there. Now it's time for relationship. And doing us the honors today, we have Aremo Oluwatobi. He's here with us today. We're talking about something very important. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you for having
So now
me.
the topic for today is how to ruin a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so some, I think it might be direct what we're trying to
Okay.
talk about. So know how to ruin it so that you don't ruin it. But some
Okay.
mischievous people like us, we're thinking of how to lose a guy in 10 days. Is that the, so what angle are we coming from?
Well, if someone is in a relationship and they're planning to find a way
They're
to
trying
sell
to elope.
breakfast,
Okay.
and I know that
Okay. These are the things
these are things you can do.
that will help you.
But you can't work in 10 days, actually.
You cannot work in 10 days. How long does it
that-
take?
If it happens in 10 days, just know that the person
Was not
was also looking for a way to go out before.
Okay, so now tell me. So we'll come from the angle of trying to avoid these things in our
Yes,
relationships.
it's
All right. So now
important,
tell me, what are those things that we need to be aware of in order not to ruin our relationship?
Okay, so I think I would start with taking your partner for granted.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes before you get into your relationship, even marriage, you find out that there's an excitement of, okay, he's asking me out, I'm asking her out. There's excitement on both sides. And then eventually get into this relationship. And then you now begin to see what you've not seen from outside. And then there's possibility of routine just setting in. So the possibility of taking your partner for granted, the little things they used to do before that used to be everything.
Yeah.
Now you're wondering, okay, so what's the big deal about that? So taking your partner for granted, not being able to appreciate the little things that they do for you is one way.
So it's one of the things. So now, right, let me just hold you on that topic for a bit, on that point for a bit. So now, I think it's normal human nature to get familiar. You know how I say familiarity brings contempt, right?
Well.
Living with someone every single day, just like having a sibling, you guys will see yourself finish. Do you understand? So how is it that we can avoid that? Just briefly. I know that's not
Okay. So you must, one of the key things is important that you must keep remembering, why did I choose to be with this person? Okay. Now when you keep remembering that, okay, this person has, because the truth is, when we look at it critically, when we decide to be with someone, there's a selfish reason. Because you analyze and you're sure that this person can give me some form of value.
True.
Okay, so when you remember that, what the person brings to the table in that word, you find that it's bigger than whatever it is that I want to make you take them for granted. So you need to keep, as much as possible, choosing the choice. Okay, because it's possible.
Very important. Very
being
important.
intentional about
Choice,
them. Yeah.
right? Okay, so now tell me something else.
Okay, another thing is when you store up negative emotions. Okay, say a partner, for example, criticism. Okay, one person consistently criticizes the other person, and then the receiving party would naturally have resentment. Resentment is when you store up emotions about the other person. You don't like how they are treating you, but you're not talking about it. So you just stay
Okay, so I
internally.
was actually going to say, how can we avoid storing up resentment? But you said it now. We're not talking about it.
Yeah, you're not talking about it.
Talking about it help deal.
That's one of the key things.
Okay.
It's not just the only thing.
Deal with
okay.
resentment.
So, but communication, you have to be able to talk about what is hurting you. Because sometimes you assume your partner is doing it intentionally, and sometimes they are not.
They're not.
Yeah. So talk about it with them. Because if you keep building resentment, if you keep criticizing your partner, okay, what happens is that eventually they feel that every time they're around you, they feel bad about themselves. So they will consistently look for ways to not be around you. And the moment space comes, distance comes, and then you don't have any relationship again.
Anymore.
Okay, so that's important. Another key thing is don't compare your partner to your friend's partner or to a social media, some celeb partner.
to your pastor.
Some okay, don't compare them, because the truth is, you'll be surprised that that friend, if your friend was with your partner, they probably have broken their head. Do you get?
True.
Because it is you that can handle, that can deal with. So comparison makes you treat the other person less than they deserve, because you are wishing they are somebody else. So if they don't act like that somebody else, you don't respond to them appropriately. So comparison, even though it can be subtle, you have to choose not to compare your partner. If there's something you want them to do for you, talk about it with them. I'd like this, I'd like this, I'd like that. And if it's something that is not, it doesn't come to them naturally, watch them grow into it. Sometimes they grow into, sometimes they never do actually. So you have to understand that you are not forcing them to do things, but be able to at least communicate what you'd like for them to do. Okay. So comparing them with somebody else, no matter somebody they've never seen before, somebody
even if
on
it's
TV.
with their own father, with their own family member.
That's even worse.
That's worse.
Because it's pretty sensitive. So don't compare them
at all.
as much as possible. Don't try to avoid that. Then there's contempt. That's under negative emotion. Contempt. Yes.
Okay.
That's say when you don't allow your partner speak because you don't think they have anything to say.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now in our clients here, you find out that now even though we have female to male in this, it happens more with male to female. Okay, the whole I am the owner of this relationship, I'm the head of this relationship, and then when you do that, you don't think that your partner's voice counts. Okay, so even if she wants to give a suggestion, I say, what do you want to say? What do you know about what I'm talking about? Listen to what I'm saying.
Me, yes.
So there's that. If you continue that, you are killing the voice of that woman or man, depending on the situation. Yeah. And if the other person is a confident person, if they are not, they don't have low self-esteem. They would walk out of that relationship because they know they deserve better than that.
Button heads or
oh yeah, true. Okay, because they too want to be forcing their opinion, and then you want to, and then there's issue. So it's important that partners allow each other air their emotion and their opinions. Now, it doesn't mean the opinions will always be correct, but they need to be heard. They need to be heard, and they need to know that their partner hears them. Yes. Okay, because something else, if I'm heard outside and I'm not heard with my partner, then I'll just rather want to be outside. True. I rather want to be with that guy that listens to me. I rather want to be with that girl that listens to me, and then before you know it, sometimes cheating comes into the picture, and then it escalates, and then.
So now, on this consideration of contempt that you just explained now, so I think that actually directly negates, will I say, the tradition of when your husband is talking, don't speak. That kind of thing. Because I see a lot of times where I even have friends that actually talk about how, oh yes, me trying to hold myself back when my husband is saying certain things. Do you understand? So how would you, from an expert's point of view, how would you say, fine, there's dealing with the man's ego when he's speaking to you and they are trying to regulate. So now some people say, you know what, let me just be quiet, okay, no problem, do what you want to do. Or like, how can you say we can create a balance without making the men with sensitive egos feel the same way?
Okay. Now, it's not always about ego, actually. Now, if you and I are having a conversation, it's just respectful, but I'm quiet while you speak, and that you are quiet while I speak. So it's not necessarily that it's an ego issue. It's that, okay, one person is speaking, I'm waiting for you to be done. And it's vice versa. So now I think that sometimes because we are quick to want to point out ego, we miss out the parameters of the conversation. Now it gets bad if the man is trying to enforce his decision and shouting and saying keep quiet and all that. Okay, but it's just respectful that when you guys are having conversations, you're not interrupting each other. Yeah. You're having one person is speaking, the other person is listening, and vice versa. So it's both ways, actually. All right, amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, in such a short time, we've actually gleaned a lot of knowledge that can actually help us either build healthy relationships or totally ruin it. So depend is your pick. Decide what you want to do with the information you have today. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you.
We'll go to a quick break. When we come back, still so much to come here at Wake Up Nigeria.